JJ, we don't care. JJ and Mengkin here to share. Sumo talk, ain't no flair. Lazy vibes in the air. Might go stumble through. Sumo tale just for you. No script, no cue.
Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. I don't know the lyrics, so I'm gonna say hey, hey, hey. Hey.
Hello and welcome to Minimum Effort Podcast, where we put in minimum effort. And
Correct.
I am JJ Jones, the dude, the guy, and on the other side is Mr. Mengkin Reagan. That's you. You're right there. Yeah, you're literally exactly where you are.
Mr. Mengkin Reagan, Mr. JJ Jones.
Yes, yes.
Grappling is all natural. If you like watch primates and great apes and stuff, all they do is wrestle, right?
Yeah.
They tumble around, grab each other, and then tumble around. It's a natural, like, I think, evolutionary thing that, if you have arms and even four-legged animals wrestle.
Yeah. I think if
Yeah.
you really think of it, wrestling itself is the most is an effective way of communication,
Yeah, it
right?
is.
It predates actual words,
Hmm.
right? And that's why
Hmm.
we see it in so many different things. Like for instance, kangaroos out there guillotining each other. Like that's crazy. That's absolutely insane. Let me also like we have friends out in Australia and all of that, and let me tell you something. I'm never going. Never going. There's spiders scare me. There's snakes
It's not.
scare
It's
me.
not.
There's
It's not that
crocodiles
bad.
scare me. I look.
Alligators too. They have
They're
gators
they
too.
have bro. And then you got these dang things that move around like Nick Diaz, and they're over there guillotining each other and socking people up and kicking people. I'm like, all right, here we go. Then they got field wild feral cats that can mess you up. And then they
Yeah,
got
but remember,
bulls.
and then you have all those crazy animals, but you also have the equivalent of American rednecks, bogans, out there fighting kangaroos and stuff, punching them
Yeah, yes. So
with
this
the
is
mullets,
that
with the
that's
mullets here. Yeah,
definitely
yeah, you
at
shall
some
not.
point I'm probably gonna go to that country, I'm sure. But as of right now, it's not happening. It's not happening. I think that I'm not saying America is safer. I'm not saying that it makes any more sense. But for me, it's easier to look at a person and be like, they probably have a gun and they can kill me. And instead of me like chilling and there's a spider with 1,000 family members on it that just
Yeah,
crawl out like a demon from the Grudge
and
or
then
something like I
bite
just
you, and then you're dead. Yeah,
yeah, or my dick
yeah,
explodes or something. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
I mean that kind of keeps me out of the Amazon too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm going to Brazil. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I gotta hit their dojos, but uh, uh,
Oh,
you know,
oh.
I
Oh, I think this has gone from Spicy J to JJ's grappling journey.
I think so. I think so.
All
And
right, I think that's
really, what we should do is leave all the stuff in and just like beep things out that we think is gonna get us in trouble.
I think there's a whole sections are going to be beep. So I don't
I think so,
know.
bro. I think it's gonna be
It
real
can
fun.
be it can be maybe a different episode. I'm gonna cut like that part
Okay.
out and
Okay.
then
All right. Okay. All right. I
and
just
then
want to
save
say
it.
that
Save it for a
so
different date.
there is a precursor to this episode that we cannot release right now. I just want you guys to know we can't release it right now. At some point in the
Because
near
JJ is too
future,
spicy.
I came in a little hot. I came in a little
Way
hot,
too hot.
way hot, bro. You hit me
he
up
was
and you
trying
were
to
like,
he was trying to
hey,
fight every martial arts community basically.
yeah. I mean, I do have to say, you want a small taste that's a little bit more control, just watch. Apparently, they're calling it JJ Goes for a Walk.
JJ
So,
goes for a walk. There's a
yeah, that's what they're calling it. So I'm going for a walk, and I'm just speaking truth. Right now, it's only on the judo one because that's the particular community that's making me the most mad right now. But who knows where it's going to go from there?
But anyway, about that, we're now talking not enough about that. We're now talking about JJ's grappling journey.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So I went, and
So JJ, let's talk about your current grappling journey. Like what you have achieved in your current grappling martial arts.
What?
So as
can you
people
narrow
don't,
that?
some people don't know, JJ is a 3rd degree black belt. So what is it? Kurobi Sandan? Sandan?
Sandan.
Sandan, right? Yeah.
Sandan.
Black belt, 3rd degree black belt. And he is, are you first degree or still first degree or second degree in BJJ?
In Jiu-Jitsu, yes.
In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And he doesn't have a belt in sumo yet, but now that we have a black belt at Honu Sumo,
I don't think
she can test you how she wants to. She can make it actually more difficult, can't she? If she wanted to.
I don't actually know, but this is the thing about the framework of I still have to progress in judo, right? I still have to progress in jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is actually a lot easier because I'm more involved, I think.
Than you are in judo right now, yeah.
Just the nature of the beast. The jiu-jitsu holds the foundation, and then judo is an add-on to the business. So just the nature of it, I end up doing more for jiu-jitsu. But this is the thing, bro. Hear me out. I don't know if I ever truly want to be ranked in anything else. Like when I first started sumo, I didn't think that there was a ranking system. Like I didn't think there was a Q system, a Dan system, right? I didn't think that was a thing. So in my heart, it still kind of doesn't exist. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree. But they do have it in Japan too.
I know, but I was ignorant. I'm not saying that I was right. I'm saying that I just didn't know. And my framework, and then what I substituted with is like, oh, you go to nationals and you use that as your marker, right? Or you make it to a world team and you use that as your marker, right? There's certain things that I was like, oh, if you use this as your framework, then you can, if you need self-validation, you can use that. Right? I don't know.
True.
I don't know. That's at least my thing, right? But one-time national champion is cool. Multiple-time medalist.
I don't know if you're national champion, North American champion,
which is 2 nations. So I guess 2-time national, 3 nations. So 3-time national champion. 4 nations if you count Puerto Rico. 4-time national champion. How do we want to do this? How do we want to do this, Mr. Mengkin?
Never national champion.
Well,
there's only one national champion on this podcast, and that's me.
This is really funny. You're definitely the most recent. This is definitely the most recent. Now,
there's one national champion, and that's me.
Very shady stuff to even become national champion. Yes. And did you kind of lose and not deserve a playoff?
Hey, I didn't make the rules. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules. There's only one national champion right here, and that's this guy right here. You see that? Oh, you can't see it.
No. I hope you bring down your whole wall.
No.
Hey,
that means the neighbors will see us. Boo, falls down, and then they're like sat that back there, and I'm like, good morning, ohayou gozaimasu. ちょっと今ポッドキャスト中なんでちょっと待ってくださいね。ごめんなさい。はい。And go back straight to it.
You'd be so pissed. So honestly, I think that all of the sumo kind of led me into like bulk, right? Like I think that's what.
But all styles of book, right? The
Yeah.
main ones are like the main one in Inner Mongolia, not inner, the main one in Inner Mongolia and the one in the country of Mongolia. Because even in Mongolia, there are different styles of book. The ones you see are the mainstream ones,
Yes.
but
Yes.
they're still different styles of book.
And apparently there are different like so the two styles that people think like the leather jacket one, the Inner Mongolian, right? Or it's more popular there, but there is that same style
Similar,
in
yeah.
Mongolia.
Yep.
So that's like I'm currently kind of planning a trip to Mongolia. I don't know if I can make it work. This year is a little crazy, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
really stressed out about all of the travel and the plans and stuff like that. But I really want to go to dial that in a little bit. And
Mm-hmm.
I was invited to a training camp. And it's
By
in
Shaolin in the
Mongolia.
Wind himself, the American Hangai.
It's in Mongolia, right?
Yeah.
It's in Mongolia, and it's going to be a 10-day training camp, right?
Mm.
And is my body going to be able to hold itself together? I hope so.
Against those 150 kg Mongolian beasts.
Bro, I don't care what size you are. I'll dump you on your face. Now, is my shins going to get messed up? Am I going to break something? Who knows? I don't know.
Probably a bunch of fingers like you do in judo.
Yeah, and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. But I don't know. This the only thing I'm afraid of, and hear me out. This is not a rational fear, but I don't like horses.
Mm,
Like so they're sentient beings. They have
mhm,
they kind of have a soul. They do their own thing. They're like
mhm,
90% muscle. They got giant teeth the size of my head. Like that's a lot of a being for me to be like, oh, let me hop on you and ride you around. And I'm
mhm.
afraid I'm gonna fall off and end up being like Christopher Reed.
Jay, a lot of people just in Mongolia also just drive trucks nowadays. So
Yeah, but I'm afraid like the training camp of it is going to be like, oh, we're gonna do like the
horse riding,
manly
yeah, yeah.
arts. So we'll do the archery, which I'm fine with. We'll do the wrestling, which I'm fine with. And then it's gonna be
And then
like,
we
we're
do
gonna
the
hop on
horse riding.
horses, which I'm like, ah, yeah,
No, I'm not fine with
I'm not fine with that.
that.
I don't know. I don't know. Which is funny. Most people I talk to about this, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine." I was like, "I don't like." I had a girlfriend that had a horse. And that bad boy almost kicked me in my head once. I was like,
Yeah,
"I'm good.
yeah,
I'm good. I'm good." I would have been different, bro. We
yeah. Oh
wouldn't be
yeah, you would.
having a podcast. I'd be different.
You'd either be like not be able to regulate your emotions, crazy, that kind of
Mhm.
crazy, or just not there.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, just think about
Or dead.
the fact that I can barely hold my emotions together now, and I'm barely there. Imagine that.
Yeah, but that's JJ's Mongolian Bok, but all sides of Bok journey. He also wants to do
Including
Shirim.
I do want to do that, but I don't think I can pull it off. I know I can't pull it off this year. I know that for sure.
Sure, yeah.
And I've been looking for a spot in LA to do it. I haven't really found
It's
anything over
it's kind
there.
of it's kind of like sumo in Japan, right? It's like a kind of dying sport, isn't it?
I don't, bro. This is the thing about the internet. The internet's telling me it's everywhere in Korea. Everyone's doing it. There's big tournaments. People are jacked. There's weight divisions. They're bro. I am so far in on the rabbit hole of it. I'm afraid. I'm like I legitimately want to do it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get around to it until I'm at least 40 years old. Like I don't think that's
That's not
possible.
that long. That's like 2 years.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it's not too long.
Wait, how old are you?
32.
Damn, do you old?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I by the time I become a British citizen, I'm probably going to be like 40 and I'm not going to be competing. I'm going to do maybe one thing nationals to see if I can still win it.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you're 40, all right, you're 40. I think you'll still be in like pretty good shape, right? I think
Hopefully,
you'll be
yeah.
solid. I think you'll be solid. And I think that you'll hit that. You still are outside of your prime. Your prime should be right around like 35. So your strength prime, right? So you will get you right there. We'll keep you right around there. But I think you can have a 5-year run as British national champion.
40 to 45, 5 years.
Okay, hear me out,
I
man.
think 35 to 40. You mean
No.
40 to 45? I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna. I I think at that point my body is gonna be telling me no, and Charlotte's gonna be like, no.
If we take out the externals, I think that that's like, like Charlotte, yeah. But I think your body will hold up. I think your body will hold up. So hear me out, all right? It unless there's a huge new development, and I'm looking at what the divisions look like now, right?
Mhm,
Somehow
mhm.
around, I've watched more of the British national championship than the American one. Just to be,
Even though you
um,
were there.
I was there. I kind of see myself in the camera every so often, and it looks like my soul is leaving my body. It's really
Mhm,
bothering me.
mhm,
So
mhm.
I broke down what I needed to break down, and I can't really enjoy it, even though it's a great production. Justin, you really kick butt at it. Um, but I've been watching the British one and just seeing like different styles and that kind of stuff, and you can tell by some of the movements that some of the fundamentals are off, and it unless you get like an injection of like a perfect storm like Takeshi or someone along those lines that come through
Mhm,
with a big passion to show,
mhm.
and it picks up momentum, right?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think that I don't think that it's going to get as detailed into the fundamentals, right? Like
Mhm,
if you
mhm,
look at um, Show Me Your Sumo, where Yama is,
mhm, mhm.
look at all of his guys, right? Like
Yep, yep, and
legitimately
they've
look
only
at all
started
of them.
recently too.
They all started fairly recent, but you can see that their fundamentals are really getting there and they're moving in the right spot. And the best part that you can tell is when they're doing their Siriashi, where their hip is connected, right? Are their booty out or
Yep,
is
yep,
their hips tucked under their body, right?
yep,
As they're going
yep,
for Siriashi. And that's a
yep.
good tell. And like American hips and all of like the ways that we live life aren't really set up for us to have our hips in the proper spot, right? But if you look at all of his guys, and it's across the board, the winners, the losers, all of them had
Mhm.
really good hip connection,
Yep,
right?
and
And
hips are
yeah,
in
yeah,
it.
really, really good.
Yep.
And that was one thing that I peeped, right? And then you see the Seattle one, and I just watched the Seattle tournament, and most of the guys there, their hips are connected appropriately,
Mhm,
right? And there's other clubs out there in the American circuit that don't have that same hip connection. And I think it all comes from how far you are from the root of your sumo,
yeah, yeah.
right? Because it's really easy to just put together a club of people that want to do football drills and just smack each other,
Mhm,
right? But and like that's appealing to the American psyche, right? It's the same way when you're teaching judo in America. In Japan, you'd be falling for a minimum of 2 years before you even get any throws in. You
mm,
have to become a black belt of falling before you could throw, right? But here it's like, all right, you got 10, 30 minutes maybe. All right, go ahead and go throw this kid around, right? That's kind of the mentality.
yeah.
And I'm not saying it's across the board. I'm not saying it's every athlete, every person, but as like a cold sample, I think that that's fair, right?
Mhm. I agree, I agree, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
it's
with that,
difficult when when you don't have anybody to teach you proper
mm,
sumo.
mm,
Like we in California got lucky because, like you said, we had Takeshi, we had Yama, we had Byamba, we had a bunch of people that were there to, that were former professionals or former university champions, or, came from great high schools, great universities, at good level of professional sumo. Even though we still had, like, if you watch the early days of Honu Sumo, where it was me, JJ, and Christina, we look horrible. Yeah, look at the difference. We horrible. We're stood up, right? Our hips are out. We're not keeping our feet under us.
For 3 days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You can see JJ with hair.
I still have hair. Look.
Oh yeah, on your face, but not on your head.
It's
okay. Me too, JJ. Don't worry. When I start losing my hair, you can make fun of me too.
I will never make fun of you. What I will do, because this is my thing. I will never make fun of a person that's losing their hair or that have lost their hair unless I add in the fact that I don't have hair. So if it's like a brothership, a kinship, then I'll
kinship
add that
of not having hair.
yeah. Like I have a coworker that really thinks he still has hair. He does not. And so my number one thing I tell him is that we have the same hairline. And he goes, "You don't have a hairline." And I'm like, exactly. We have the same one. Oh, it's Dwayne. It's the guy that did the sumo tournament.
Oh yeah.
Edible in the first match.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not making fun of your hair. I'm making fun of that you used to have hair. Because if you look like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, right, like 4.5 years ago, you still JJ's growing his hair out.
I knew it was the curls. Last run, I knew it was the last run. I was like, let me
that was the last run.
Last time I'm gonna have like real hair. I mean, bro, can you imagine if I just said, screw it, I'm gonna go full Kimbo slice?
You should do it.
No, okay, so it's all fun. I can talk to you about it. Oh, this is fun. Oh, like this is cool. My wife probably be fine with it. She actually likes me having a little bit of hair on my head. Like she actually likes it. So that's cool. But it would be the same as if I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and who was that guy from the 1920s that really liked sumo? Charlie Chaplin. Let me go ahead and have his mustache in public. Doesn't really
but it's
work.
a Charlie Chaplin mustache, not
No, we don't say the other one, especially on YouTube. We definitely don't say the other one.
Mr.
Charlie
H.
Chaplin. Yeah, no, Charlie Chaplin. Let's just keep it above board. We are not going to get demonetized. I guess we have to get monetized before we get
demonetized.
Monetize us and then don't demonetize.
Yes, please, YouTube. Yes, please. Give us the money. I
want the money.
Yeah, I need some of it too. I'm struggling over here.
Bro, I know. So, okay, so we can cut this out, or it could be like a separate whatever you want to do. All right. How is the economy in Japan?
Yeah, it's not much difference. Can't get rice though.
Can't get rice. Is that why I couldn't get akita komochi?
Yep.
Okay, so dude, I freaked out. I went back to my Japanese market and the rice was on sale. I was like, heck yeah, I'm gonna get like 11 kg. Bop, bop, bop. I walk over and it was out, and I was like, all right. And then I showed up again, and they, the day that they told me, and it was out again. So I bought a bunch of like small bags because Christina saw me like almost being like a Whole Foods customer, where I'm like, what do you mean you don't have rice? What am I supposed to eat? Bro, I kind of broke down a little bit. Not 100%, but it was going
JJ, there's been bad harvests the last 2 years. That's why rice prices have been increased. It used to be that 10 kg you could buy for like, right now 5 kg is like 3,400 yen. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 10 kg would have been 3,400 yen.
Okay.
And then yesterday we went to American Drug, which is a drugstore. They also sell some food and stuff because that's what they do in Japan. They had Calrose, California Japanese rice selling here. Yeah. That's how
What?
bad it is. They're importing rice now.
Bro, in California, rice sucks.
I know.
And it's full of pesticides, bro. Like,
I
I
know.
don't
So
need it.
yeah,
Oh, God.
that's how bad it
Okay.
is in Japan right now with rice.
Well, so the economy on this end, and this is like, we're just full middle-aged podcast right now, bro. Just like full time. But I got real sad because I looked at my 401k
Mm,
and 401k, I don't know if you know this or not. In America, 401k died. It died. It
mhm.
died.
Yeah, I
So
know. Yeah.
I am the person that puts somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30% into my 401k,
Wow.
like religiously
Mhm.
for my entire life. I'm
Wow.
like,
Good job, JJ.
it's pre-taxed, right? So the
Planning for it. Yeah.
government's not taking theirs. I get extra money, and then if I ever need to pull out a loan to buy a house, I can, which I did. So, or I pull out early. So I pulled out like whatever I pulled out, and then I was like, all right, cool. I'll make sure to leave like a good amount in there because I'm setting up for my future, bro. I looked at my 401k and I lost in the neighborhood of like 63% of my 401k.
Oof. You know,
So
luckily, you're not close to retirement yet. So hopefully that comes back up.
I'm hoping, but let me tell you something, bro.
Unless you wanted to retire when you were 45 or something.
I mean, it would have been nice. Sure would have been nice. Sure would have been nice. Now it's definitely not an option.
Not happening. Yeah.
But it hit real hard. It really
Oh yeah,
sucked.
it hit a bunch of people
Like,
hard.
and I'm not gonna lie. I saw it. I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do for the rest of my life. I sat down. I like started to like actually think about crying, and I took a cold shower to get the fuck over it.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I didn't get over it. I just then went to go teach judo and just decided to today all we're doing is we're doing rounds and we fought.
Yeah, JJ, I think what you have to do is you just have to teach judo and jujutsu until you die, basically.
I mean, okay, so I think
That's a plan anyway.
I think
That was a
that's
plan anyway.
So me teaching and all of the other stuff, I don't actually consider it work because it yes, it pays me. Yes, it like takes care of quite a lot of my bills. It's a sustainable business, but it fills my soul,
Mm,
right?
to teach.
To teach. Teaching
That's
fills
a
my
good
soul,
thing.
right? And it's I've gotten to the point where I'm seeing people go from like little kids going into high school, middle schoolers going into college, right? So I'm
Mhm.
seeing this like process, and I'm part of the, it takes a village to raise a child. Like I'm part
Mhm.
of that village, right? And it means a lot. It means a lot, and I see a lot, and I'm like, all right, and it enriches my soul. So I can probably do that forever. Now, hear me out. I don't think I'm going to be living in California forever. That's where it's difficult. That's
Mm.
where it's difficult, right? So I have to figure out how that works.
I guess
That's
now, JJ, now with even if you weren't in California, sumo will still be a thing because you got other people to carry it on,
yeah,
right? So you don't have to worry about that because for a while, if it wasn't JJ, there would be no sumo.
yeah, and I can terrify people and like move to Texas and just like truly be a part of that. Like
Why would you move to Texas?
I may or may not have like 40 acres
I
and
know, I know, I know, I know you do.
I
I know, but it's
mean,
Texas.
this is true. Oh, you know what's going to keep me out of Texas? Hear me out. This is weird. This is weird.
Justin
June bug.
Kizzard.
No. Justin wants me there. Like but he doesn't want Honu there. He's like, you can be Dark Circle. And I'm like, all right,
No.
cool. That's not, yeah, I'll entertain it. Put up both locals
Dark
and
Honu.
then Dark Honu. That'd be fun. But
Honu Circle.
the June bugs, bro. The June
Yeah.
bugs are gross. I don't like them. They're. It's not the fact that they're everywhere that doesn't bother me. They're ugly June bugs. They're like ugly little brown June bugs. I don't like them. They're not like the ones that look like beetleborgs that we have
Yeah,
in
true.
California. Those California ones look cool. They're all blind and they bump into everything. But the California ones are like beefy. They're like the size of a silver dollar and they crash into things. And when I was a kid, I used to attach dental floss to them and like make them fly. Woo! Like, that's a cool thing. These other ones, I'm like, man, it doesn't look cool. And that bothers me because there's a lot of them
I see.
and they don't look cool.
So it's June bugs that's keeping JJ away from Texas.
It's not, but it definitely bothered me. It definitely bothered me. I was like, people were calling them June bugs, and I was like, that's not a June bug.
There's many reasons JJ's like reluctant to move to Texas, and that's a lot to do with Texas.
Yeah. I mean,
but there's also a lot of reasons JJ's going to leave California because California.
this is true. This is true.
Not that California is horrible or anything. I think one of the better places to live. It's just expensive to live in.
It is expensive. It's expensive. And it doesn't really matter if you're like, oh, I'm going to get up and move to a different part of California. Then it's just like, I don't understand how people live out there. It's hard, bro. It's hard. People are like, oh, we'll just move over here. I'm not going to name any place in particular, but I feel like it's
Are you thinking like Humboldt County up in NorCal? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm not saying any places. I know.
Are you thinking Bakersfield? Is that what you're thinking?
I know how this works. If I say anything, people are going to get mad at me. I know exactly how this works. Every single time I speak my opinion in my mind on things, like me saying,
and then everybody gets
about
angry.
June bugs, people are gonna be like, "You're a real wimp. You should just blah blah blah."
Not that bad. Not that bad.
I just think they're ugly.
They are ugly.
They shouldn't be called June bugs. If we called them May bugs, I'd be okay with it.
I don't know why. Well, let's wrap it up now.
Yeah.
We went from Spicy J with nobody will watch that yet. You guys won't get to see that yet. And then we went to Grappling Journey to just talking about random stuff. And that's why it's called the Minimum Effort Podcast.
All right. And with that, we will say, Ja Mata.
Minimum effort to the max. Sumo wrestling, no tracks. JJ and Mengkin, just relax. Life unfolds with chill acts. Legend falls and strives. Sumo tales bringing lives. We just chat, no surprise. Lost in stories that thrive. No edits, no fuss. Sumo tales just for us. In this groove we trust. It's the Lazy Talkers Bus.